Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. We are here. We are here. We are back. Guys, welcome to the broadcast. It is August 26th, 2026. What a fun date. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. Lot to talk about. I have some fun plans for today. We're going to talk about a good movie. It's all going to be great. It's all going to be good. It's all going to be chill. 3D glasses ass shirt. I've owned this shirt for a good while. I feel like this is not a new shirt. Yes, let's start there. Rest in peace, Dolly Parton, Tim Curry. This morning, I mean, crazy, man. Just back to back. Devastating blows. Yeah, quite surreal and sad. Yeah, I never know what to say about celebrity deaths. I don't usually speak on them. The only time I feel like reacted to it strongly is David Lynch last year. I was so sad about it. I had to go ahead and make a whole video, but I'm usually just I don't really know what to say other than rest in peace. And I was thinking, obviously, maybe this week we can pay tribute, put in some Tim Curry. There's a lot of Tim Curry I haven't seen, like Rocky Horror Picture Show. Kind of crazy. And then there's also some Dolly that I haven't seen, and some Dolly I'd be willing to rewatch. Damn, Carson, why do you look buff as hell today? Well, hello to you too, John. I don't know if there's. I've been swimming a lot. Was that a layup, or were you trying to get me to say that, John? Because you know I've been swimming, or why'd you? But I've been I've been swimming, so there's that. But yeah, devastating. I was a pretty. I'm not gonna say I was the biggest Dolly Parton fan in the world, but I really enjoyed Dolly Parton, and Cookie and I feel like one of my best Dolly memories is when we drove to Idlewild, California. It was like a hour and a half drive, and listened to Dolly all the way there. And it was just like it was a nice memory. And so rest in peace to one of the greats. I'd happily rewatch 9 to 5. I've seen it twice. One of my film professors would go on and on about how it was like one of the most perfect films ever made. And I was like, all right, man. And then I watched it and I was like, yeah, that was pretty good. And then I rewatched it and I was like, I think he's onto something. I think it's a damn good movie. I've never seen Steel Magnolias, so I was going to suggest that one for this week. But anyway, how is everybody doing? Before we go any further, I want to say hello to the members in chat. How's it going? Maxwell Hampton Shorts, good to see you. Dan Word, Lucky RMST, Nick Rudo, Devin Bishop, Bears like this too, Tomas, Speechless, good to see you. Ben, Bus, already said that. Electrify, good to see you as always. Moth in the Sky, Mr. Shark Toes, Mo, some new names. And our mod is here. His name is John. Everybody say hello to John. Yeah, no, it's there's a lot of members now. I think if I had to guess, a lot of that has to do with the Letterboxd roasts, the members only Letterboxd roast series that is going to end after 4. I have 2 more of them coming, but I put in the community tab asking for usernames, I put a cutoff point, and I can't accept any more because it just can't be that. That's not something I signed up for. I thought it was going to be a 1 video deal, and now it's endless. And so I'm cutting it off with all due respect, but all those names that have been entered after the fact will be put in the running for the next public Letterboxd roast, which will be on the main channel, if that makes sense. Can you not spoil the Maltese Falcon? I don't think I was not planning on it. No. I guess it is one that you don't want to spoil, but it's also a movie where, I think talking about it, you don't really get. It's the same way as like trying to talk about a comedy and like explaining the jokes. It's like there's no use explaining the thrills, and so I'm not gonna get into the nitty gritty of it now. It'd also just be kind of tedious to go through all that. Did you talk about the Mark Ruffalo situation? I don't know a whole lot about the Mark Ruffalo situation. I think I briefly heard about it, that like Paramount called him out for something that's just not even. I don't know a whole lot about it, but speaking as someone out of touch, I'm sure Mark Ruffalo's in the right. Based on some of the people that I follow who have been commenting on the situation. There's a lot going on right now. There's the Coyote versus Acme release this week, which I don't know if anyone else saw the early screening. I was going to talk about that just a little bit, even though I have a video on it coming this weekend. They announced the official title for the Cliff Booth movie. It's called The Further Adventures of Cliff Booth, which I don't know. Seems a bit convoluted. it's a bit clunky of a title in my opinion. I'm holding out hope, but I'm getting increasingly worried about this movie. Even though we have been given basically nothing, just a title and one shot. Shot looks fine. But it's I don't know what it's gonna be, man. I'm getting more and more intrigued and confused and a little worried. Got no expectations for that. I mean, that is like, I think that's where I need to be. I need to just comfortably settle into having 0 expectations for it, like being at a true neutral, because I think being a little too hyped for The Killer made that a bit of a disappointment. Same thing with Mank. And so when it comes to these new Fincher movies, even though they're good, like The Killer specifically is good, like I think I need to set my expectations a bit lower and understand that I'm not going into another social network or Zodiac here. Dog Stars looks bad. So I got my tickets to Dog Stars. I'm seeing it tomorrow. I have not seen it yet, so I can't speak on it. I actually saw one good review, and so I'm not losing hope on that. I'm very prepared. Even though I have not seen the film, I'm mentally prepping myself to say something along the lines of "Get behind me, Ridley Scott," because that's kind of how I feel right now, seeing some of these bad reviews. I'm like, "Get behind me. It's gonna be okay. Don't listen to them. It's gonna be okay." I'm excited. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I think it looks like it's gonna be a pretty good time, and I think he's a good filmmaker. How bad could it be? How bad could it be? Scott could cook. He could. Reviews say otherwise, but I'm hoping that this is like a Last Duel situation, or even a Napoleon had bad reviews, and then I was like, I'm into this. Carson, did you see It Ends? I did. I've seen It Ends 3 times. I've only logged it once, because that's just a lot of times. But I've seen it quite a bit now. Yeah. I've gotten to know the director quite well, and yeah, it's out right now. You should go see it. It's crazy. It feels like that movie's been, I think it's like since the Letterboxd video store thing, it feels like it's just been around for so long, but like now that it's out, it's like, it's out. It's time to see it. So I highly recommend checking it out. It's a great film. Man. Carson, shall we speak of Steven Spielberg? Steven Spielberg these days comes up no matter how hard I try not to talk about him, just because I'm knee-deep in... Actually, I'm almost on my way out. I have 2 left, both of which I'm planning to finish today, actually. I have to watch Duel and Artificial Intelligence, and then I'm done. And then I just got to make the damn video, which I've already been making, so... Yeah, I've been thinking about Steven Spielberg every day for a long time. So he will probably come up. I actually was planning to talk about him during the Maltese Falcon, believe it or not. No, I mean the marathon. I mean, I'm telling you about the marathon. It's happening, and it's going well. Watched Saving Private Ryan for the first time last night. Really interesting movie. Kind of a tricky movie to talk about and decipher. Duel might be top 10 Spielberg. There's a world where I can see that happening. I'll have to see. It seems like something I'd be really into. Did they save him? Well, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it. Did they save Private Ryan? Did they save the day? Can those exist in the same? I don't know. It's interesting. Is it all worth it? Kinda. It's an interesting question. If they saved Private Ryan. Do you know the meme from Saving Private Ryan? I don't think I do. I recognized a handful of shots, but no memes. No memes. Have you watched Empire of the Sun? I have, yes. And it convinced me to buy one of his books. I bought Concrete Island, which I just started, so I can't really speak on it a whole lot. But it kind of reminds me of Crash. But I enjoyed Empire of the Sun. Enjoyed it a lot more than a lot of people. Vin Diesel jump scare? Vin Diesel and Private Ryan feelings? I don't know what that's referring to. I mean, I know it in the movie. I've never seen a meme referring to that. The aging Matt Damon meme? That was crazy. I watched it with my roommate and his brother, and when that happened, we were all kind of like, whoa. You still got that Spielberg magic, man. Doesn't matter how many of them you've seen. It's always going to be magical. Oh my God, I'll save it for the video. Which Criterion cover will you get in November? I don't even know what the options are. Let me look them up. Criterion Collection, November 2026. We have Marie Antoinette, Shoot the Piano Player, Blue Heron, Wild at Heart, Shadows of Forgotten Ancestors, The Right Stuff. I could see myself picking up a Wild at Heart. And I talked about this last stream. I can see myself getting The Right Stuff. I like Marie Antoinette. I don't know if I like it enough to want to pick it up. You know what does deserve a Criterion release is The Beguiled. Is that on Criterion already? It's not. They need to get on that, man. That's the one that deserves a Criterion release. Dude, I didn't even write that in my notes. Yeah, the Cameron Winter PTA concert film being distributed through Criterion and Janusz Films. Talk about that. That's crazy. I have been wondering what's going to happen with that, because obviously when that show happened in like last December, something around there. There were all the like pictures of PTA and Benny Safdie like running around Carnegie Hall, and I was like, what is this, and when is this coming out? And then it went silent for a long time, and the wait was worth it, man. I plan to get tickets if I can get tickets. I'm a little nervous about it now after the whole Dune situation, but I'm assuming this will be fine. Very excited for that. Shout out Janus Films. Absolutely. What is that thumbnail? That thumbnail, thank you for asking. No one's asked yet. That thumbnail is some fan art that someone made in the Discord this week that I didn't acknowledge until today. But I popped into the Discord, saw that the fan art tab was highlighted. I was like, oh, new fan art. Opened it up. Closed the app. But thanks, guys, for the lovely art. Appreciate it. I honestly do think the drawing is pretty cool. I'm like, it is actually like great. It is kind of a style of illustration that I kind of go crazy for. I think the fact that it was me, though, was something I wasn't expecting. But, yeah, thanks for that lovely art. Enrico was the name, by the way. Have you heard about Chris Hansen buying ads before every primetime screening? He's not happy about how he's portrayed in the film, apparently. That whole thing, every new thing that comes out about Chris Hansen's reaction to this film is priceless. It's so funny. I'm assuming, I'm wondering, last I heard before this, he went on Fox News. A lot to unpack there. He went on Fox News and was talking about how he tried to go see a private screening of the film through A24, and they made him sign away his rights when watching it or something like that. I think the story's a little foggy on like what exactly they were asking, what was happening, but he was saying he wasn't going to sign anything to watch the movie. And he said so many mixed things, because like a long time ago, I think it was confirmed that it's like he gave the approval. Like he knew about the film and he was fine about the film. He didn't feel anything about it. And then when the trailer dropped, he went out saying like, you know, it looks a bit dramatic. And he said something along the lines of, I wonder what Hollywood's motives are with this, which is so funny. It's just so funny to turn that, like bring that one out. Because it's like, bro, they're just trying to make a biopic about you. It's just an NDA, bro. That's what I assumed it was. I'm like, if it's an NDA, that's kind of normal. I mean, I've had to sign like NDAs for early screenings, and sure, it is a little weird going through it, but it's like, I don't think it was treating him any differently than like anyone else seeing an early screening of a film. Like it wasn't, I don't know what he was on about. But yeah, so I guess I have to assume that in light of him buying up these ads before the film, maybe he saw it. Maybe he's unhappy about it. I've obviously not seen the movie. I know the people involved, but I don't know that much. But I don't imagine it paints him in a very positive light. It's if anything paints him in not like a negative light, but a complicated and troubled light. And so I'm sure he's maybe unhappy about it. And so he's decided to buy the ads before the film for every screening, which I think if I were someone at A24, I would be like, by all means, sounds great. It's just going to add to the experience. I think it'll just, that's some shit that A24 would like ask him to do before he even did it. So I'm sure, I think this is shaping up to be one of the most interesting film releases of the year for sure. I'm very excited. Question, are you going to see History of Concrete in September when it comes out? Absolutely. I'm very excited. The poster dropped today. It looks beautiful. Wasn't he in the EDP doc too? He was, yeah. He's a very interesting guy, Chris Hansen. Especially, I mean, just like, I don't know, after watching the Predators documentary and the interviews with him there, and then like you see everything he's doing now and going on Fox News and appearing in the EDP doc, and I'm like, I just like, let's hone in on something here. Let's I have a very hard time reading Chris Hansen, which makes him a fascinating subject for a biopic. He seems like a really interesting man. How the hell do I find History of Concrete screenings? I don't know if they're like out yet, but I'm sure they will be. I bet it will be like a Gene Siskel situation. John. Carson, are you coming to the Chicago Film Fest? I think I'll be in town briefly. Yeah. For a wedding. Wink, wink. It's going to be John's wedding. Let's vote on the poll. We'll do it in a second. As far as what I had planned for today, I had a few games that I wanted to play before we got into the movie. This is not a new game. It's been around for a while. But there's a game called like More or Less, and it's hard to explain it, but you'll pick up on what it is pretty fast. But we're just going to be guessing which IMDb rating is higher than the other, and try to keep that streak going. And I thought that sounded a little sloppish, but then I opened it up just to see how it felt, and it was feeling real good. So we're going to play that. And then in light of watching the Maltese Falcon, which is on the AFI Top 100 Films list, which is kind of a famous list if you didn't know, I'm going to go through that because I haven't checked in on my how I'm doing in a while, and I'm just going to see how many of those I've seen. We'll get into that in a second. Kind of surprised you haven't done that yet. I just always assumed, I was like, that just seems a little, like I said, it feels like slop. And maybe it is slop, but also I was like, this is actually really fun because I am super out of touch with what I think the general public feels about films. And it's me trying to like guess how they feel, which I think will be a really fun time. You should grind in Cine Nerdle. Your rank is low. My rank is like crazy low this season, and it's because of the stupid fucking World Cup win condition. But I'm gonna get back in there. I'm gonna play that at the end of stream for sure. I also I think I'll play a couple members rounds today. Don't get me wrong, but I realized that my rank doesn't change when I play with friends on Cine Nerdle. Like it needs to be like public matches, and so I have to for my rank's sake. Get back in there and get my rank up with some public matches. Did you see the James Bond shortlist rumors? I did. Let me run those through again, because oh, I see what you mean, John. I just read your text. I don't, to answer the question. I know Callum Turner was an option. Paul Mescal, I don't see either of them being James Bond. Jacob Elordi, Jack Barton, who I don't know who that is, which is kind of how it's meant to be. I texted Carson that he's not invited to the wedding. Yeah. Jack Barton, I don't know who that is. Apparently he's in the front. He's one of like the big names. Jacob Elordi, Jack Lowden, I don't know who that is either. Callum Turner, Paul Mescal, Harris Dickinson. I would love it if it was Harris Dickinson, but at the same time, I don't see it being any of the big guys. I see it being one of those two, not unknowns, but lesser knowns. Just because I feel like, I don't know, from what I understand about the James Bond role is that it kills years off your career, kind of cements you. It took Daniel Craig being like super weird and goofy to like escape that as like his main thing, and people still only see him as James Bond. So I think it's I don't know. If given the opportunity, would I even want to be James Bond? I don't know. Usually it's a lesser known person, like how Daniel Craig was. The funny thing about Daniel Craig, I don't know what the timeline was. Did he do Munich before he was James Bond? And did he do Tintin before James Bond? Because he was kind of like a low-key Spielberg guy before James Bond came along. And I feel like he's due for a reunion with him. I know Spielberg's doing like a Western next. Daniel Craig in a Western? That'd be pretty great. But also leading a Denis film would be so cool. That's true. I forget about the Denis of it all. Yeah, that's an interesting element here. I don't see Jacob Elordi in a Denis Villeneuve movie. Will you see the Avengers Endgame encore? All love, but no. I might like to get the most out of Doomsday prep a little bit though. I might have to catch up on the stuff that I haven't seen. What are like some of the big ones? I need to see Red Hulk. That's not the name of the movie, but I feel like I need to see that. Do I need to see I haven't seen Shang-Chi. Is that part of the same? Is this that era? Fantastic Four, definitely got to see that. Eternals? Do I need to see Eternals? Be real with me. Brave New World, of course. Quantumania. Yes, Shang-Chi is in it. Okay, I gotta watch Shang-Chi. The Turtles? Kraven the Hunter? Do I have to watch Kraven the Hunter? Loki? If I had to watch... this is a question because I've actually watched none of the Marvel shows. If there is a single Marvel show that I need to watch beforehand, what would it be? Mans, thank you for the very generous super chat. Appreciate it. I don't know if it's been acknowledged yet, but how do you not know Lupin the Third? For my nomination for the movie this week is Lupin the Third Castle of Cagliostro, Hayao Miyazaki's film directorial debut. Yes, so I was going to watch that all the way back for my Miyazaki, not Miyazaki rank, but Ghibli rank. But because it was technically not a Ghibli movie, it didn't really fit. And so I skipped it. But that's the only Miyazaki movie I haven't seen. And I've heard it's pretty great. So I put that down, although I'm kind of leaning towards doing like a Curry Dolly Parton thing this week. But I'll put that one in my back pocket because the clip did look really fun. There's better Lupin films, though, just saying. That's kind of what I picked up on as well. Loki, for sure, is kind of what I'm picking up on here. Loki. Morbius. I've never seen Morbius. Solaris. Okay, I guess I'll check out Loki. That's good to know. Isn't that like multiple seasons? That might be worth watching before this new movie. I feel already somewhat prepared. I feel like I got Thunderbolts and Spider-Man. I don't think Spider-Man has anything to do with this movie. Does he? I'm being completely sincere, by the way. I'm not trying to like rile anybody up. Go Blind. Erling Haaland. I got to rewatch the World Cup and prepare. Happy to do so. Do you see he shaved his head? I don't like it. He forgot to ask me. He didn't get my permission. I'm sorry. That's a weird thing to say. I've never seen an... oh, I shouldn't even admit that out loud. I need to see Deadpool Wolverine for sure. I haven't seen that either. Disney made an essential films list. I'm sure they did. I guess I got to check that out. Where's the wig from? From my head. Carson, thoughts on Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Really want to rewatch it after Coyote vs. Acme. I don't want to give away too many of my thoughts as usual, but I thought Coyote vs. Acme was really good. I thought it was a great movie and a great time. And I'm really excited to talk about it. And I hope everyone goes to see it because it's a very good film that looks absolutely incredible. Do you wear wigs? Because you should make a video where you watch the most popular movies from your Letterboxd watch list. I've thought about that. I've also thought about just watching simply the most popular movies that I haven't seen. And, oops. You guys are going to yell at me. But it's basically going to have to be a bunch of franchise films from one franchise specifically. But I'm just going to read it out to you. I'm on the most popular. When you go to Letterboxd, you go to the search glass. You go to most popular, and then I did fade watched, so I can easily see what I haven't seen. The most popular films that I have not seen, Dead Poets Society, real high up there. Then you got to scroll way down, Perks of Being a Wallflower. You scroll even farther, like a good while. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Right next to that, Deadpool versus Wolverine. Way down. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I never learned. Fantastic Four. Star Wars Episode 3. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And then Harry Potter. And then Hunger Games Catching Fire. And then Hunger Games. And then Harry Potter. And then Harry Potter. And then like Companion. And at that point we're just, I've seen you lose a guy in 10 days. That's a good that would make for a good noir title on the topic of Maltese Falcon. It should have a classic noir film titled How to Lose a Guy, How to Find a Guy in 10 Days. It's not bad. I feel like without the Harry Potter it'd be a cool video. I mean, I've thought about that video has been in the list for a while. I finally watched the Harry Potter movies for the first time. Because I've only seen the first one. And I've seen glimpses. My cousins were really into them as kids. And so every Thanksgiving, I would have to sit through parts of the films. But I never finished or watched all of them all the way through. But everyone was obsessed. As a kid, everyone was obsessed. I just never got into it. Not worth it. Listen, one day I'm gonna have to watch them all. I want to know. I want to be in on it, Kind of want to be in on I don't think I'm going to enjoy it. I don't want to, but I want to be able to say I have that checked off and I don't have to think about that anymore. I also want to see Alfonso Cuarón's movie. I think I really just want to see that one for sure. Obviously, fuck J.K. Rowling. That goes without saying. I'm just saying they're clearly my biggest blind spots. I also got to watch the Star Wars prequels. I think people are more excited about that because I've never seen those. That one is okay. That's the only good one. Cuarón does some good shit. I'm sure he does. You know what I would put into the poll this week? Ooh, you know what I would love to put into the poll this week? Is a rewatch of Y Tu Mama Tambien. I'd put that in so fast. Gotta think on that one. It's been years, man. It's been years. You should see Michael Bay's Transformers. You gotta scroll real down to find that. I haven't seen About Time. Multiverse of Madness. Never got around to that. Never seen any... Oh, Jesus Christ. I've never seen any of the Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans. 13 Going on 30. The Winter Soldier. The Housemaid. Housemaid, is one that I should have seen. Notting Hill. It's a lot of rom-coms and superhero movies and franchise films. The Pianist is pretty high up there. I've never seen The Penis. Sorry. I make a pretty good cock joke in my Coyote versus Acme video, just so that you're all aware. Be on the lookout for that. The huh? It's one of those days. All right, we're loose. We're here. The broadcast has started. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. I've had the Criterion on the shelf for so long. Still have not gotten around to it. The way you emphasized cock just now gave me chills. You should see the way I say it in the video. I put a lot into it. Coyote vs. Acme was very good. It's very good. It's very much worth your support. I was telling John, I went to one of the like early screenings. It was like a public early screening on Monday, and it was a theater of a bunch of guys, a bunch of like clearly Reddit guys. I don't like know how to describe it further than that, but like guys who are on Reddit for sure. All in their like late 20s to early 30s. Like not a lot of like early 20s, like it was like late 20s, like millennial guys and their girlfriends. But mostly guys. And just a bunch of kids trailers. It was a very odd experience, and it did have me thinking, like, who is this movie for? Who are they marketing this for? Like, I don't know if they knew how to market this. I don't know if they realize how many people want to see this movie, but the people who really want to see it aren't necessarily kids. Like, I feel like studios just don't know how to market comedies anymore. But it was an interesting mix and an interesting experience. Holy shit. I saw the trailer for that Hershey movie. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? There's an Angel Studios film coming out that is like a one of your by the books product biopics, but it is the company biopic to end all company biopics, just called Hershey. It is not a real movie. Each new actor that shows up is funnier than the last. Fucking like Richard Kind pops up, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Alan Ruck, Connor Roy shows up in the Hershey movie. And they have like lines that are like, this is what dreams are made of. And they're like making chocolate. And there's also like there's a shot like near the end when it's all building, and it's a close-up shot of like a wrapper on the ground. And a little drop of fudge like plops onto it, and it does like the trailer noise where it's like boom. But it's just a little chocolate drop, and it's like, poof, and it just looks like a little piece of poop. So it's just like, poof, and it's so funny. It's so not real and unserious, and the fact that it's being taken seriously. Directed by Mark Waters, who did like Freaky Friday and Mean Girls. It was something to behold, man. I could not believe what I was seeing. There's been a lot of those recently. I'm watching this now. You gotta go see it, man. You gotta see it. It's gold. There's that. There's the Brad Pitt dog movie that feels like it was made by a bunch of like Donald Trump guys on Facebook, colored like a fucking Instagram post from 2013. There's some real like crazy shit coming out this year, man. Kool-Aid movie coming. It might as well. Like that movie, that fake movie from the studio, like has more respect in my book than like the Hershey film. I can't believe what I'm watching. That is the American Dad movie. I don't know if it is, because I think American Dads are not as like, I mean, I'm so curious to see how it does, but like, I'm like, this is just, it's so blatantly trying to appeal to that kind of guy. And I'm like, that kind of guy has been checked out of going to the movie theater for so long. Like, I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if that's even going to work. The Jimmy Stewart movie looks crazy. I looked that up this morning because I was thinking about that. Because Turner Classic Films was like doing some promo for it, which they can do whatever they want as long as whatever it takes to keep the lights on over there, like by all means. But I was convinced that had like an Angel Studios vibe as well. Would have been perfect if it was Angel Studios, all things considered, with It's a Wonderful Life. But yeah, that one is also kind of interesting. It does not look crazy. What are you talking about? Jimmy Stewart? It looks kind of crazy. Angel Studios suck. Going through their filmography, I was like, it's just like one of those companies where I'm like, I can't believe it, man. I can't believe how there's so many people watching these films. I thought Sound of Freedom was Angel Studios. I don't think it is. I thought it was. That's like a Mandela effect situation. That is wild. Did you just watch it? The Hershey trailer? It's awesome. It's so cool. Heart of the Beast, man. Directed by David Ayer. Yeah. Yeah, double feature that and the Hershey movie. Wicker thoughts? Is that just the one of Alexander Skarsgård? I've only seen like a picture of him, and I wasn't even convinced it was real. Sound of Freedom is Angel Studios. Okay. Then I don't know what maybe I was looking in the wrong places. A Ray film for next week's movie club? Which Ray are we talking? There's Satyajit Ray and then there's Nicholas Ray. JMB 9545. Sorry. Welcome to the club. Appreciate you becoming a member. Appreciate it. Welcome to Cinema Freak. Does it really say that every time? Satyajit Ray? I'd be super open to it. Gosh, this is what always happens. I always have like a game plan going into the movie poll, and then like everyone just suggests a bunch of bangers where I'm like, nah, that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Jamie Foxx and Ray. Never seen it. Carson did not know what his membership tiers were called today. It's true. It is true. Cruising. God damn, you guys keep throwing bangers. Wicker is the sleeper hit of the year. I think it'll do well. I don't know if it'll be a hit. This is not a sleeper hit at this point, but if I had to put money on like what's going to do well, I think Other Mommy is going to light things up. I think that film is going to be huge if I had to guess. There's just something in the air with that film. Solaris, man. Oh, fuck. And then there's Solaris. There's too many good suggestions. I guess we should kick it off, right? I guess we should do the poll. Let's open this up. Let's get in there. Steel Magnolias is for sure going. I don't know. I have mixed feelings on adding Rocky Horror. Is this a bad way to watch it for the first time? Because like there's always screenings of it, and I'm kind of like that's how I want to see it. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe in honor we should just throw it in there. I'm gonna do Steel Magnolias. Not really. I've already seen Clue too recently. Let me just look up his filmography because I know there's probably like a more glaring blind spot. Charlie's Angels. He's in The Hunt for Red October. Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties. I don't have that logged. I saw that. I'm not gonna log it, but I've seen it. Dark Waters. God, you're playing with my head here. I really want to watch that. I really want to watch all of these. I saw someone describe Coyote versus Acme as Dark Waters, and I was like, oh shit. I'm going to do Rocky Horror Picture Show. I think it's time. And I think it would make for an interesting discussion. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Steel Magnolias. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. And then maybe we do 2 out there picks. Unless I put down The Hunt for Red October. And then one more Dolly one. There's a Dolly one that looks pretty great. The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. That's a good point. There probably will be Rocky Horror screenings literally all of this week. I didn't even think about that. Like, that's a no. Yeah. Now of all times. California. Ed Wood. You guys keep suggesting stuff that's not. I told you the theme is Dolly Parton or Tim Curry. The Usual Suspects. Who is anyone in The Usual Suspects? Muppets Treasure Island. I walked back the wild picks. I guess I could rewatch 9 to 5. I literally thought it. I can't believe not that many people have suggested Hannah Montana. I was telling John I was going to put it in the poll. Not even as a joke. I thought it'd be kind of funny. I'm actually going to do that. I think this is my fucking show. I can do what I want. Okay, we got the Hannah Montana movie. Wait, what? She's not in the movie. She's in the 20th anniversary special. Oh, motherfucker. Gotta take that out. I'm gonna throw in The Hunt for Red October. That's the Tim Curry pick. And then one more Dolly pick. Congo. There's always Romeo and Juliet. I'm doing The Best Little Whorehouse. And I'm specifying which are which in the poll. All right. This is how we're doing it. This is this week's in honor. For next week, the nominees are Steel Magnolias, Rocky Horror Picture Show, The Hunt for Red October, and The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. I literally got a membership just to vote. What? All right. Well, the poll is available right now on the community tab for all channel members. We'll decide who the winner is at the end of the stream. You got a member you didn't acknowledge, by the way? Why isn't it like... Connor Cinema, thank you for being a member for 8 months. Hey, Carson can't stay for long. Wanted to say hi. Connor, I don't know if you're still here, but it's good to see you, and thank you for the support over the 8 months. Okay, this is interesting. Does it not notify me every time someone becomes a member? Because, Walter, I didn't see you become a member, and then I didn't see Cookie become a member. So I'm really confused. What if I don't believe in voting? Then you got to sit this one out. We're voting. Okay. It is. Damn. I think I know who the winner is going to be. You muted us? I didn't mute anybody, man. I don't know how to control anything here. Moderation activity? Or if you subscribe off stream. Okay. Carson, this was a bad idea? What was a bad idea? I'm just sitting here. God damn. You control the Matrix, don't lie? I'm just learning the platform. Okay. Well, listen, we're gonna head into one of my activities for the day, which was going over the AFI top 100 to see how many of these I've seen. I thought this sounded like a fun idea. Maybe it won't be. The AFI, Anxious Sky, thank you for being a member for 9 months. See, it notifies me that. Appreciate the continued support. Baba is forgotten. I has depression. Baba will come back. Listen, we are not done with Baba. Let me make that very clear. Yeah, so I don't know if this is like a well-known thing. I feel like I've always thought of it to be a pretty known thing, but like AFI has this list called like AFI's 100 Years, 100 Movies, the greatest American movies of all time. And sorry, it's loading. It's like a pretty definitive, like I feel like it's just such a like solid thing that's been around for so long. I don't know why so many people decided this was like such a important list, but it is. And you know, it's a fun list to like try and cross off, to try and see all of these iconic films. I think there's a lot of really interesting choices in here. There's a lot of questionable choices, certainly. But we're gonna go through it and see how many of these I've seen. Give me 1 second as I set this up. The people want Stardew. I should bring back Stardew. That was such an interesting experience because I find that to be a cozy game, and doing it on stream was quite stressful. AFI's 100 Year, 100 Movies. I found that the easiest way to go about this... Actually, no. We'll just do it on here and keep tabs. It's such a shitty website in that, like, if you click on one, it doesn't, like, automatically update this down here. So I don't know how to... we're just going to have to, like, manually keep track. But, yeah, the American Film Institute is proudly curates lists to celebrate excellence in the art of the moving image. They reflect the collective opinion of a wide range of scholars, artists, and experts who champion the power of the art form. We believe their greatest impact is to inspire personal, passionate discussions about what makes a great film and why. We encourage you to join in the conversation as we continue to pursue the revolutionary power of visual storytelling to share diverse perspectives, inspire empathy, and drive culture forward. Whatever that means. Owen talks a lot. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Carson, you got to throw Solaris on the poll next week. You promised. I did promise, but then things happened. I didn't know Dolly Parton was going to sadly pass away this week, so we had to do a Dolly week. I'm not going to make an account and all that. All right, let's kick this off. Citizen Kane. Obviously, I've seen it. The Godfather, I've seen it. Casablanca, I've seen it. Raging Bull, I've seen it. Singing in the Rain, Gone with the Wind, Lawrence of Arabia, Schindler's List, Vertigo, Wizard of Oz, City Lights, The Searchers, Star Wars, We're Cruising, Psycho, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Sunset Boulevard, The Graduate, The General, I've seen it. On the Waterfront, I've seen it. It's a Wonderful Life, of course. Chinatown, Some Like It Hot. And I haven't seen The Grapes of Wrath. I forget, is this a John Ford film? I have not seen The Grapes of Wrath. That's unfortunate. That's our first dud. E.T. the Extraterrestrial, I just watched it yesterday. Rewatched it. To Kill a Mockingbird, I've read the book. I haven't actually watched the movie. I've heard it's questionable. But maybe that's not true at all. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, I haven't seen it. That's another essential, I guess. High Noon, I've seen it. Great movie. All About Eve, I've seen it. Double Indemnity, I've seen it. Don't give me, am I crazy? I don't know why I thought Humphrey Bogart was in that film. Apocalypse Now, yes. The Maltese Falcon, as of today. The Godfather Part 2, of course. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, of course. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I've seen this. But I don't remember it, and I was like a child. So I don't know if I can actually count it. I don't know if I should count it. I'm going to come back to Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I remember nothing about it. Annie Hall, I've seen it. Bridge on the River Kwai, I have not seen it. The Best Years of Our Lives, I've seen it. Banger. Treasure of the Sierra Madre, that's a Humphrey Bogart, and I have not seen that. Dr. Strangelove, we've watched that for the broadcast. Sound of Music, I've seen it. King Kong, I've seen it. Shite movie. Bonnie and Clyde, I've seen it. Midnight Cowboy, banger. Philadelphia Story, seen it. Shane, I have not seen. I don't know much about Shane. Is Shane really all that? That we have to have Shane up here? Suppose I can't speak on it. It Happened One Night. That's a big one I haven't seen. That's my bad. A Streetcar Named Desire. I have not seen it. Rear Window. Intolerance. I have not seen it. The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. I've seen it. Ooh. Okay. Feeling pretty good so far. Yeah. That's a good amount. That's a pretty good score. West Side Story from 1961. I've seen it. Taxi Driver, of course. The Deer Hunter, I've not seen. That one, I know I'd probably love. MASH, of all the Altman movies, for some reason they got this one in there. North by Northwest, also like not even the best Hitchcock. Jaws, yes. Rocky, yes. The Gold Rush, yes. Nashville, now we're talking, yes. Very weird. Like, why do Nashville and MASH and not like Nashville and like McCabe and Mrs. Miller? I feel like deserves this way more than MASH, in my honest opinion. Duck Soup. Famously have not seen this. Was supposed to watch it for the broadcast, and I left Jeff stranded and did not watch it. Sullivan's Travels, I haven't seen either. American Graffiti, I've seen that. Cabaret, haven't seen it. Network, of course, Sidney Lumet. The African Queen, I haven't seen it. Another Humphrey Bogart. And John Huston. What a power duo. Raiders of the Lost Ark, obviously. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? We just watched it. Unforgiven, of course. Tootsie, obviously. A Clockwork Orange. Saving Private Ryan as of last night. I didn't realize this was in there. The Shawshank Redemption, of course. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, one of the best. The Silence of the Lambs, obviously. In the Heat of the Night, I have the Criterion. I need to watch it. Forrest Gump, of course. All the President's Men, banger. A lot of broadcast films. Modern Times, obviously. Probably my favorite Charlie Chaplin. The Wild Bunch, nope. I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen The Wild Bunch. The Apartment, of course. Spartacus, unfortunately. Sunrise. I haven't seen Sunrise. Oof. And that one's been on the list. Titanic, of course. Easy Rider, yes. Amazing pick. A Night at the Opera. Marx Brothers, nope. I haven't seen that one. I have not seen that one. Platoon, definitely. 12 Angry Men, thank God it's here. I was getting worried. Bringing Up Baby, a good one. The Sixth Sense, yes. Swing Time, no. No, I haven't seen Swing Time. Sophie's Choice, I haven't seen it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Heard a lot about this one. Goodfellas, yeah. French Connection, yep. Pulp Fiction, definitely. Last Picture Show, banger pick. It was all worth it for this. Do the Right Thing, yeah. Blade Runner, yeah. Yankee Doodle Dandy. Like, what are we... What? Has anyone seen Yankee Doodle Dandy? Is it all that? Toy Story, of course. And Ben-Hur, I haven't. Yankle Duty. Oh, that's good. What? Yes, I watch it every day. I watch it every single day. All right. Well, I wish I had my score, but let me see. I have not seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I haven't seen 23. Damn, that's 23 minus 100. What is that? That's 77. That's not very good. Certainly a list made by a film institute. Math is hard. Math is hard. I know it's not 56%. What a weird list. I mean, it's the top. It starts to make sense the more you think about it. It's a little dated. I think this is from what, 2008? It's certainly in need of an update. I'll say that much. It is very much a list made by a film institute in 2008. And it's also the top American movies. It's a very American list. And, like, the movies themselves feel very American. But there's a lot of, like, I think 100 spots is not a lot of spots, you know? And you gotta, like, be pretty careful with what you're picking. And I feel like they have so many repeat choices. Like, or not repeat choice, but, like, movies where it's like, we didn't need 2 of these. Like, all love to Robert Altman. I don't know if we needed 2 Robert Altman movies. Just Nashville will do. So it's an interesting list. I don't know if we need both Godfathers. You know? That's just my hot take. Where's Madam Web? It's a good question. Well, anyway, that was fun. I've been meaning to do that for a while, and it's good to know. It feels like a good day to do it just because of Maltese Falcon. In the meantime, before we get into the list, or I mean, not the list, the, wait, what's it called? More or Less. Yeah, before we get into today's movie, which is the Maltese Falcon, I'm going to play a little game. You can do YouTubers. Guess who has more subscriber with the most famous YouTubers? I'm not going to do that. With all due respect. This is a game where I'm going to put my face somewhere else. It's pretty self-explanatory. And what makes it interesting is that you have a streak, and you want to try and get as high a streak as possible. I think my goal, a good starting goal, I think they have medals, which is helpful. But I'm going to try and get to like 20. That feels right. Now that's slop. This is slop. I've not seen either of these films. But one is an Abel Ferrara film, Bad Lieutenant, with Harvey Keitel. The other is Brother in Arms. I'm going to safely assume that Bad Lieutenant has a higher score than this. By quite a lot, actually. Brother in Arms at 2.5 versus Network. This is the average IMDB rating, so that is something to keep in mind. Network, obviously going to be a lot higher. Pretty damn high. Now, this is when it gets real spicy. Network, directed by Sidney Lumet, versus Adaptation, period, directed by Spike Jonze. I don't know if I think Network is a more beloved classic than Adaptation, which can be a bit heady for some people. So I'm going to comfortably say less by like a little bit. Okay, that was on the money. Godfather, this is textbook. Untitled 93 is obviously going to be less than The Godfather. Untitled, United 93, sorry, by Paul Greengrass, who's got a new movie out right now, am I not mistaken? 12 Years a Slave. 7.6 is pretty high. 12 Years a Slave is a Best Picture winner and a great film. I want to say it's more. Of course. I was worried. I Accuse My Parents by Sam Newfield. I haven't seen it, but I'm going to comfortably assume it is a 2.6. I Accuse My Parents versus Secretary. Secretary is probably higher than that. 6.9. Isn't Secretary an erotic thriller? Kind of funny that it has a 6.9. Secretary versus The Class of 92. I don't know this film. I don't know this film. 6.9 is a really brutal rating to go up against. Because it's like so right down the middle that it's hard to tell. I think this is going to be less. Nope. And there it goes. There it goes. Bronze medal 8. Let's get back out there. Dr. Zhivago, Midnight Cowboy. Midnight Cowboy, kind of controversial at the time. Wow. Arrival versus Midnight Cowboy. 7.8. People do love Denis. This movie confused people, though. So there's I don't know if it's going to be a total home run. I'll say more. Okay, thank God. Jesus Christ. Los Ojos de Julia. Probably less. Horror movie? Ooh. Amy, people loved Amy. Don't even think about it. Amy versus The Warriors. The Warriors seems to me like a IMDB favorite. That seems like something people have a soft spot for. I'm going to go more. Not even. People were really fucking with Amy. Ice Age at 7.5. See, this just gives you an idea. I would never assume Ice Age had a 7.5. Scott Pilgrim, for sure more. I would hope so. Oh my God. Tenet, for sure less. People hate this movie. Not that much, though. City Limits, Aaron Lipstadt, probably less. Yeah, 2.5. Los Ojos de Julia is more. Who's Your Caddy? Probably less. Just gives the vibe. Up, definitely up. Cartofacil. I don't know what this movie is. Probably less than Up. And then The Dark Knight's going to be higher than this. What are these movies? Capturing the Freedmans is probably less. But it's up there. What We Do in the Shadows, is it higher or less than a 7.6? It is the best Taika Waititi movie. Prison Mike, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate it. I'm going to say it's more. Same exact thing. Master and Commander. Oh, Jesus. I feel like people love this movie. I'm going to say more. Oh. That's devastating, man. 10 is pretty good. We want to get to 20, though. This game is addicting, I will say. The Godfather, 9.2 Frost Nixon is less, but it's up there. 7.6, it's probably higher than Wayne's World 2. Wayne's World 2, Eastern Promises, I want to believe people like this. Yeah, definitely. Poltergeist, oh, man. It's up there. It's not. Damn. Okay. Walk the Line, Back to the Future Part 2. Back to the Future Part 2, probably more. Nice. Ace Ventura Pet Detective Jr. is probably a 2. Okay. Cliffhanger. Gotta be higher than Ace Ventura. The Hangover. Now, this is interesting because, I think most people would consider The Hangover a classic. And, the IMDb crowd specifically skews older, and The Hangover is probably well-regarded. I think it's probably higher than a 6.5, 7.7. What the Falcon, thank you for the super chat. Reminder for Akira in next poll IMAX release September 3rd. Good to know. Good to know. Maybe. I've talked about Akira a lot throughout my life. The Hangover, Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters clears. Not by like a little bit. Better than Detroit, I want to say. Oh. Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. It's a comedy. It's probably... Oh, thank God. Oh, Jesus. Wild at Heart. Like, yes, we love Wild at Heart. But do people beyond this community love Wild at Heart? Or was it too weird for a lot of people? I'm going to say more. It won the Palm. Down Terrace. Less. Yep. The Class of 92, I forget. It was pretty high. People liked this movie. 7.9. Alien Armageddon looks ass. Yeah, 2.1. Girl Interrupted clears at 7.3. Atlantic Rim is probably like a 1. 1.7. Die Hard clears at 8.2. The Muppets, directed by James Bobbin. Less. All of. Ace Ventura Pet Detective. Higher or lower than The Muppets? It's a comedy, but it's up there. Oh, are you serious, man? That actually hurts. I was so positive. I guess like comedies, you have to assume it's going to be lower. The Kid Stays in the Picture. Exam seems all right. Mission Impossible 2, poorly received. That's higher than I would have expected. Fletch, probably less. Not even close. Okay. Creed versus The Grapes of Wrath, John Ford. Well, it was in the AFI list, so we have to say it's... Okay, yeah. The whackness, probably less than The Grapes of Wrath. I don't know what this movie is. Himatwala? Maybe more? Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Himatwala 1.8 noted. The Reader versus Nashville. I just have to go. Yeah. It's a little too low. Ooh, Shutter Island. People love Shutter Island. Yeah. 8.2. The Muppet Christmas Carol. People also love The Muppet Christmas Carol. Do they love it more than Shutter Island? Karsten, what? I don't know what to do. I'm going to say less. Not by much. 3 Days of the Condor. Maybe a little less. It's not Sidney Pollack's best, but I don't know how well received. Okay, that's perfect. Dr. Zhivago. I'm forgetting. I think it's less. Nope. Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. Halloween. Halloween's going to be more. Traffic versus Halloween. Traffic's going to be... If Traffic is more, I'm going to be pissed off. Okay. Billy Elliot. Less. I need to lock in, dog. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. Boris Harsh. La Vita e Bella. That's definitely higher. The Lion King, more. That's like one of the highest things on IMDb. What? I thought it was like on the top 10 list. Shane. The Innocents. Shane, we just saw it. But I guess The Innocents deserves to be on the AFI list. IMDb people are different. Dude, it's a whole other world out there. This is less. Same exact thing. Bridesmaids, you would think. Yeah. Lethal Weapon 2, for sure less. What? Quest of the Delta Knights. Taxi to the Dark Side, less. Why did I do that? It was 2.3. Okay. This is a serious round. We're going to get to 20 now. Outlaw of Gore at 2.4. Soul Taker has to be higher. Jumanji, of course it's higher. 7.1. Dogville. God damn it, dude. What is... This is impossible. This is actually impossible. Dogville? Higher or lower than 7.1? It's a loaded question. Higher. Yes. Okay. We're in good hands. The Piano. A big Oscar film that year. A huge Oscar film. But not well regarded. Not like talked about a whole lot now. Probably less. Yeah. Okay. Stand By Me. Higher than a 7.5. It has to be. Yeah. At 8.1. I'm forgetting The Dark Knight. But it's got to be higher. Yeah. 9. This Is the End. Definitely less. 6.6. Dope. Oh, God. Dope is like the most 6.6 movie of all time. Oh, geez. Probably less. People liked Dope that much? You've seen Dogville, John? Three Kings, Hellboy 2, Golden Army, probably less. By barely. RoboCop, you would hope. Yeah. RoboCop versus Aladdin. Aladdin probably, yeah. Stand By Me is higher. American Psycho. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think higher than 8.1 is ambitious. But American Psycho is a classic. Fist of Fear, Touch of Death, Swingers. I don't know why okay. The Color of Money, Desh Drohi, probably going to be less. 1.2. Fast and Furious 7's probably more than that. The Godfather Part 3, less than that. No. I thought it was more hated. Interstellar. This game is easier if you Google the answers. I'm not going to do that. Interstellar is definitely higher than Performance. Lost Highway is probably higher than Performance. Catalina Caper, less. Going Overboard. Oh, probably more? Oh, no. Up in the Air, Shane Moore. PM Kane, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate it. Man on the Moon, less. Bound. Oh, man. I mean, it's really good. Would people rate it higher than 7.4? Yeah. God damn it, dude. This game is actually so bad, man. Yeah, I guess John McCain's a fan of the broadcast, dog. I don't know what to say. The Guest, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. Not a good one, I'm assuming. Shoot 'em Up, 3 Billboards, higher. 3 Billboards over Happy Gilmore, yes. Happy Gilmore, Who's Your Caddy, is less. Who's Your Caddy, Dr. Strangelove, is more. Dr. Strangelove versus Castaway. If Castaway is more than Dr. Strangelove, I'm going to be a little upset. And I think it is. I should have had more faith in the IMDB fan base. Corpse Bride. Half Nelson, less. Just barely. Irishman's has to be more. Home Alone, probably more. What? About Schmidt, Midsommar. Midsommar's maybe more. Doesn't have shit on About Schmidt. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Fire Maidens of Outer Space is probably like a nice 2.5. Maltese Falcon, it's got to be more. 7.9, lower than I thought. Love Actually, less than 7.9, of course. White Lightning, less. The Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans. Werner Herzog, less. Nice. Modern Times, more. 8.5. The Funeral, less. Dead Man's Shoes, I have not seen it, less. It's impossible when you haven't seen him. There's not much you can do. Let's strand Carson on a desert island and see what he does. I don't think I would do very well in that situation. That's like actually one of my nightmares. I think it sounds pretty horrific. Some people I think would really get a kick out of it, but I don't. I just like the act of finding something to eat really stresses me out. He'd probably just watch a movie. There's no movies on the island, man. The Artist, the other guys. Oh, I don't even like the other guys that much, but I think it's less. It deserves to be more. Bad Education by Pedro Almodovar. Probably more. Yeah. The Butterfly Ball, less. 1.5. Sometimes you just know. Once more. 7.8. Final Destination. Oh, God. Less. Nice. King Kong. Ooh. More. Lock It In. Persepolis. More. Happiness. Oh, my God, dude. Less. Ooh. Changeling. Less. Oh. Once in a Lifetime, The Extraordinary Story of the New York Cosmos. Less. The Fly. More. 7 Psychopaths. Fuck. I have no idea. Less. Just fucking go. Naked Gun. Oh, man. More. Up. More. Narc. Less. Moon. Oh, no. Dude. These are crazy. These are crazy matchups. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Holy shit. That's such an IMDb movie. Yes, man. Battle Royale. More. No. No. Let Down by a Broadcast Film. Fuck, man. I thought people loved the Battle Royale. Oh, that hurts. That hurts bad. All right, I got one more round, and then I say we do the movie. Run it back. Jonas Brothers, the 3D concert experience. It's not that bad, dog. This is dramatic. Irishman, definitely higher than that. Battle Royale, less. There Will Be Blood, more. There Will Be Blood, more. Les Miserables, less. Well, that was going to make me real angry if that was... Starship Troopers, less. They're always underrating Paul Verhoeven. Of course, the thumbnail artist is here. Enrico, it's good to see you. Hey, great fan art, by the way. I'm sorry I didn't know how to credit for a thumbnail. but I made sure to drop your name earlier. Splice looks terrible. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, higher. Deja Vu. It's been on the watch list for a long time. Okay. Piranha 3D. It's a lot higher than I thought. Jacob's Ladder, higher. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, higher than a 7.4. What is this? Gareth Evans, Serbuan Mouts. It's a translated title. I don't know. I'm gonna say less. Public Enemy #1. Less. Jaws, more. Time Chasers, less. The Raid, Martyrs, higher at a 7. Face Off. God, that was a hard one. I've not seen Face Off, but like, there's people who die for this film. There's people who hate this film. I'm gonna say more. So glad I did that. Dallas Buyers Club, more. Yeah, Michael Clayton. Oof, this is gonna get personal. I'm gonna say more. It's foolish of me. Oh my God, I had so much hope in Michael Clayton. Like, that was one where it like got to me how much I liked the movie. That's crazy. Sorry. Oh! What the fuck? It's not going to be the last one. We need to get to 20, man. We need to get to at least 20. Pinocchio or Rocky? Pinocchio. Rocky more. Rocky more. Oh. Sabrina? Less. In Bruges. Ooh, more. Wall-E, more for sure. This movie I don't know too. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, probably more. 6.7. 500 Days of Summer. More? 7, am I assuming? Yeah. Wanted, less. The Bourne Supremacy. Do people like this movie? Yeah, they love that movie. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Gosh, 7.7 is high. 7.7 is quite high. I'm going to say less. The one time oh my God. We have this, man. We have this. Thelma and Louise over The Prestige. This is actually tough. Less. Dancer in the Dark. Lars von Trier. Less than that. Oh. Argo, more. No, that's foolish. Oh! Less. Fuck me, I guess. Okay. This is so annoying. The Dark Knight Rises. The Spy Who Loved Me. Less. Deep Cover, more. What? Oh, okay. Night of the Living Dead, more than that. I'd hope. Risky Business, less. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, probably less. Oh. Okay. Actually, the last time. This is my last. Maybe a couple more. Home Alone 2 is more than that. Three Colors Blue, probably more. Avatar. This is IMDb. Oh, Ted, less, for sure. Amour, definitely more. I, Tonya, It Only a Movie. Ooh, okay. The Lost Boys. Um. More. Fuck. The Insider. Alien versus Hunter. Less. Put some respect on Michael Mann. Pirates of the Caribbean. Dead Man's Chest. More. 7.4. A Room for Romeo Brass. Less? Foolish of me. Dodgeball. Less. Touch of Satan. Less. Corpse Bride. More. Thelma and Louise. More. Rounders. Less. Brain Dead. Less. Gonzo, the Life and Work of Dr. Hunter S. Thompson. Dr. Zhivago versus Pedro Almodovar. Less. The Fifth Element. More. Beauty and the Beast. More. I'm going to assume like an 8. Wow. Fucking Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. More. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, man. This shit making me miss Baba? Dude. We're so close. That's what's so upsetting. I guess you guys can't see the score. I just realized. There we go. Okay. Couple more. Sideways. Not as good as Thin Red Line. Awakenings. Not as good as Sideways. City Limits. The Taking of... This is less. Oh my god. Okay. The Funeral. The English Patient. Way more. Less, maybe. Blind guessing right now, man. Less. Okay, that didn't count. I don't know these movies. This is England. Warrior of the Lost World. Less. Warrior of the Lost World versus Transformers. It's a toss-up. All right, we're done. We're done. That was my breaking point. Okay. You know what? I say we transition into the movie club movie. It was Transmorphers, not Transformers. That's why I got all screwed up. No, we're about to do the movie club movie right now. Let me check it on the poll first before I get into that. Currently, next week's movie poll, we are at... It is The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, 11%. Steel Magnolias, 13%. The Hunt for Red October, 13%. Rocky Horror Picture Show, 64%. I have a feeling it's going to be Rocky Horror Picture Show, but anything could happen. Anything could happen. We should be talking about Miami Vice. Maybe next week. But this week, last week, you guys voted on the Maltese Falcon for this week's film. This is I feel like we've already touched on it a good amount today already, just in the AFI list and in this stupid fucking game. But it is a 1941 classic directed by John Huston, who I'll get to in a second. This is a safe space, depends. It stars Humphrey Bogart. If you're asking for spoilers, we will not be talking about spoilers, if that's what you were referring to. Could you turn up your mic volume a bit? Not a bad idea. Is that too much? Every time, I'm glad someone finally said something, because sometimes when I have to edit these things after the fact, I'm like, damn, my mic was quiet as fuck the whole time. Rocky Horror not winning might actually destroy me. It's gonna... I said that as a joke, that anything can happen. It's going to win. This is good. Amazing. Rest in peace, headphone users. I can't please anybody. Maltese Falcon, 1941, directed by John Huston, starring Humphrey Bogart. It is based on the novel by Dashiell Hammett. And the synopsis reads, a private detective takes on a case that involves him with 3 eccentric criminals, a beautiful liar, and their quest for a priceless statuette, which is a falcon. It's been on the list for a long time, as in my watch list. Like, I've been meaning to watch this movie for a good while for a couple reasons. One, I admittedly feel like I've been on the colder side with Humphrey Bogart for so long. Like, I've gotten to fall in love with a lot of the classic Hollywood stars over the years. Like, I saw the magic of, like, Cary Grant pretty quickly. Obviously, Jimmy Stewart I've loved, like, my whole life. But Humphrey Bogart is one of those faces where I've seen him in a couple movies, and, like, in A Lonely Place, which is phenomenal, and a couple others I want to say, but he's not someone I've ever really, like, gotten entirely. Like, I didn't really get what everyone else sees in him. He's always felt kind of like droopy. But maybe that was just in A Lonely Place. This was the first one where I finally kind of saw the magic. I've never seen him like this. I feel like he has a little bit more pep in his step in this film, and he really, like, turns on the charm. I've never found him to be a particularly, like, attractive actor, especially for his time. But here, I think he's got some swag. He certainly has some swag. Which is all to say that, yeah, I finally feel like I get him as an actor, and I finally see what everyone else sees in him. It's one of those things where I feel like you're not allowed to have an opinion on Humphrey Bogart unless you've seen the Maltese Falcon, because this is, like, where you really see him shine. I'll talk about him in a second a bit more, but this was his breakout role. Also, coincidentally, was John Huston's first film, which is crazy. John Huston is also a director who I feel like I'm not, like, ridiculously familiar with. It is insane that this was not my first film of his, but it might as well have been, because the only other John Huston movie I've seen is The Life and Times of Judge Roy Bean, which is like a kind of mediocre Paul Newman movie from the 70s where he hangs out with, like, a real life bear. I don't feel like that was the place to start with John Huston, I gotta say. But I still thought the movie was pretty good. This, on the other hand, feels a bit more appropriate, as it is, I think, I would argue. I mean, I gotta look, but, like, this has to be one of the most celebrated and successful directorial debuts ever made. Like, for this to be his debut and for it to go on to get a handful of Oscar noms, to be a huge box office success, for it to make Humphrey Bogart a name, I'm like, this is a pretty crazy way to come swinging out of the gates. But yeah, if you can't tell, I really liked it. I think the hype was a bit high. I think my expectations were a bit out there for this film. But I'll talk a little bit about why that's not a huge issue later on. What's interesting about this is it's like a remake of a remake. Like, this film had already been made 2 other times before. Like I said, it was based on a novel, and then that got turned into a film in, like, the 1930s, I believe. It was before the code, and was, like, super graphic. Not graphic, but, like, it was very accurate to, I guess, what the novel was. And there was, like, a strip search scene and, like, a lot of things alluding to there were, like, homosexual undertones and whatnot. Homosexual. I took that right off the Wikipedia. I feel like that's a funny way of describing that. But yeah, apparently it was just, like, one of those things that was super not allowed in a couple years later. And so Warner Brothers picked up the rights and made, like, a super safe, code-friendly version that was not very well received. And so this movie feels like it kind of came in as, like, a happy medium, or as, like, the first time, like, someone got it right. Or at least that's how it felt at the time, because it was a huge success. And yeah, it's just that I find all of that to be so crazy that it's like, this is not only a remake, but a directorial debut, and also, like, the first big Humphrey Bogart movie. Like, there's so much going on before you even get to the actual film. Yeah, it's important for all those reasons and more. It's also debated as being one of the first true film noirs. I feel I can't. I mean, like when I was looking at my own films on Letterboxd of like what I'd seen, I kind of agree with that. Like I feel like there's like some stuff that leans noir before this, but like this, even when you watch it, it feels like everything you would picture a noir as being. Like he's got the hat, he's got the jacket, it's lit a certain way. Like everything about it feels like it's like the truest version of this genre. It's set in San Francisco, which I thought was super interesting, as it feels like this. A lot of my favorite like crime noir films, I feel like are based in San Francisco. And when I think, I feel like I keep going back to Vertigo, but then like when I watch this, I'm like, Vertigo, I feel like came from this. And so this feels like it's the like origin of so many of my favorite movies. If like you backtrack long enough, you end up here, which I think is funny. Like I feel like this part of this is why you get Vertigo, and then Vertigo is why you get Body Double, and that's why you get Basic Instinct, and that's why you get Zodiac. Which is crazy. I was thinking about Brick the entire time. You were bricked up watching Maltese Falcon? I haven't seen Brick. I probably should see Brick. But yeah, and then obviously Chinatown. But anyway, this was it was shot for about $400K at the time, which nowadays is around, this could be wrong, I think it's around like 9 million from what I looked up. I mean, a pretty small film, all things considered. It was a huge hit off the bat. And yeah, I feel like it's not hard to see why this was like immediately such a crowd pleaser and immediately celebrated by everyone. I think I expected, I think just because of its reputation, because it's on all these lists, and because it's regarded as such a classic, I expected something like maybe a bit more serious or I don't know, thematically dense. But this is like first and foremost just a really entertaining time. I was gonna, when I said earlier that I was gonna reference Spielberg, I feel like this is to like noir movies what Raiders of the Lost Ark is to like adventure films, where it's like it's not terribly deep, but it's like the kind of the best possible version of this genre. Like it's like the tightest construction of it that you can get. Where it's like, even if a scene doesn't feel like well, I was going to say maybe if a scene didn't feel terribly necessary, it still added something, but I would say like every scene here is pretty necessary. Like it's such a no fat movie. And I don't know, I personally feel I had like a big noir phase like many years ago, maybe in like 2023, I want to say, where I was watching them way more often. And I've like found myself kind of slipping out of that specific subgenre of film, especially like these classic 40s noirs, because like everything kind of started to feel the same. They're kind of hard movies to talk about and like to differentiate from one another. When they're bad, they're kind of boring. So it's a genre I've kind of like fallen out of love with, and except for like modern ones. Like I feel like when people do this genre nowadays, it's like pretty much always is a home run. But I'm really glad I finally got around to this, because like seeing one of the best versions of it and seeing just reminding myself how fun these films can be, was really nice. It made me want to watch more noir. Cause I mean, there is something to say about a movie that is just kind of like, much of the appeal is like what isn't said and what you can't see, but then like that it doesn't need to go any deeper thematically for that reason. Like much of the appeal is like watching it unravel in front of you. And yeah, I had a really good time with it. I feel like there's so many things that I can nitpick about this film. Like I do think it's a little convoluted as far as like getting across like certain character motives and like laying out all the cards. I feel like it's how I feel about Miller's Crossing, the Coen Brothers movie, which has that's like them doing their best noir impression, and it has an equally convoluted feel to it. But I feel like if the movie is fun enough, and if Humphrey Bogart is charming enough, then it's not a huge issue. Like I'm having a good enough time watching it. um, The Big Lebowski is the best film noir. I guess so. I mean, yeah, that's a fair read. Yeah, I guess it is. Humphrey Bogart was super engaging to listen to speak, but that's pretty much all I got out of it. That's kind of that's a thing I see pretty often when I was reading a couple reviews for this film. It's like I don't think that discredits the film. I think there's still a lot here to enjoy, but I do think it is, you have to acknowledge the fact that, like, if it wasn't him, and if he wasn't so good in it, I think the whole thing would feel so much weaker. It's funny, I don't think he was the first option. I'm blanking on the name of whoever they reached out to first, but he didn't want to work with a first-time filmmaker. But Humphrey Bogart was, like, down for the cause, and ended up giving one of the best performances of all time in this movie. This has one of my least favorite shots of all time in it. I'd love to know which one. Highly recommend Dark Passage, easily my favorite Bogart noir. That is good to know. I am hooked now, not only on back on the genre, but on Humphrey Bogart. I was, like, going through all of the, like, essentials that I haven't seen, including the ones that were on the AFI list, and I was like, damn, I gotta catch up. George Raft, right. I can't recall what else George Raft has been in, to be completely honest. All love to George Raft. Remembering the Maltese Falcon did remind me of an episode of Pixar's Cars, Tow Mater's Tales, in where Mater was in a noir film. I wouldn't be surprised that it took inspiration. I'm sure it did. Yeah. It all comes back to Maltese Falcon, even in Cars. No fat, just Gutman. Exactly. My girlfriend said not to make that my Letterboxd review, but I thought it was too funny. I also looked up a little bit about that actor. Apparently he hadn't been in a lot of movies before being in this film, if any, actually. Maybe he was, like, completely inexperienced, but they kind of found him out of nowhere because it was a really hard part to cast. And he's really one of my standouts. It's crazy that Bogart kind of, like, outshines everybody because there's, like, so many other good performances and characters here. I mean, I love him. And I love, what's his name? John Cairo. Whatever his deal was, he was a blast. Kind of reminded me of, like, an owl. Everything is inspired by Cars. Everything led to Cars, and then Cars kind of paved the way for everything after it. There's something there, yeah. Definitely the peak of Paul Newman's career. I'll say that much. What do you think of The Bad Sleep Well? I haven't seen it. That's one I have not seen. The character acting is top-notch. It is very much top-notch, yeah. Apparently that John Cairo character was based on someone that Dashiell Hammett actually took down in real life when he worked as a private investigator, which is also what inspired a lot of this film, was, like, his real experience. I was also reading the fun facts on the Amazon Prime video player for this, and apparently, like, there was a whole thing with, like, how much smoking there was on screen. Like, Warner Brothers was very strict about it because they were worried that too much smoking on screen would urge viewers to, like, go take a smoke break in the lobby and miss the movie. But I guess, like, the cast and crew, out of protest, like, smoked more in response to this. So much so that, like, the last scene, there's, like, a moment where everyone's smoking at the same time, or at least everyone is smoking in that scene at one point. And apparently the studio didn't like that. But once I read that, I was like, damn, people are smoking nonstop in this movie. It's a very smoky watch. They also wanted Humphrey Bogart's character to not drink. And John Huston had to push back on that and be like, that's literally the whole thing. It's, like, essential to his character. I mean, they made it look cool. It adds to the movie, I'll say that much. Yeah. Oh, also, apparently, the Mr. Gutman character apparently inspired the Kingpin character in Spider-Man, which is funny. I'm telling you, man, it all goes back to this. I got a DVD copy out of my public library the way God intended. That is one of the OG ways to get into films. I shouldn't maybe admit to this. I used to steal a lot of the movies from my high school library just to bring them home. And realizing I shouldn't have done that. But got a proper film education early on. What is your stance on High and Low? For me, it's my third fave. It's up there. That it's maybe number one, actually. That is like, that's 3 weeks detention. Funny enough, it was the Rushmore DVD, which is kind of never thought of that before until now. You should donate to them. Yeah, I love High and Low. Love the callback Minority Report did to the book's author. I never picked up on that. I wouldn't. I guess Minority Report is kind of like a straight up sci-fi noir. Maybe I should have rewatched that for the Spielberg video. That's good to know. What's your true favorite four? My true, like, top four on Letterboxd, you're asking? You know, what's funny is, like, I never actually, because I've abandoned the idea of having my actual top four in my Letterboxd, that I just don't even, it's not something I think about very often. It's probably Mr. Fox, Fargo, The Swimmer, and Climax, probably. It's still going strong. Did you ever end up rewatching Spider-Man Brand New Day, Karsten? I did when I went to see it in Screen X. I can't remember. I think I forgot to log it. I'm getting near the end of Succession Season 3, and I've got to say Season 3 doesn't stand anywhere near the first two seasons in terms of quality to me. It is easily the worst season. It's still very good. It's still, like, better than most seasons of television, in my opinion. But after Season 2, yeah, it's definitely, like, a lot weaker. You could tell they were, like, kind of coming out of the pandemic still, and I feel like especially in, like, the front half of that season, they're kind of writing the way that, like, they're writing the way, like, Succession is meant to sound, and not from a place of, like, pure, like, just having fun with it, the way it feels in, like, Season 2. Like, they're kind of writing what people would expect from them, and it takes a second. I do think the Season 3 finale is outstanding. And then Season 4 is just a fucking, like, I blacked out for, like, many weeks when that happened. I don't even know what happened back there. It was too much. But anyway, yeah, I didn't have much to say about this film. I think everything that it inspired and everything, like, leading up to it was way more interesting than anything that, like, happens in it specifically. I mean, it's fun, don't get me wrong, but it's, like, nothing to, like, I think because you've seen so many takes on this and so many films borrow from it, it's hard to, like, see what was so special about what was in it at the time, but I think it really speaks to how, I think it says a lot that it's still very fun and, like, pretty thrilling at times. I mean, I thought it was pretty predictable at first, and then it kind of proved me wrong and spun me around, and then kind of landed where I thought it would by the end, which was a cool, I don't know, I think that's a sign of a good movie. One of the best episodes of TV I've ever seen is in Succession Season 4, you know the one. I'm assuming, I think we're on the same page. That's the crazy thing about that season, though, is that, like, obviously that is, like, the one, for sure, but, like, every episode feels like its own like masterpiece. The election night, the funeral. I've said too much. Do you know about the 1930s version of the Maltese Falcon? I do. Talked about it earlier. I think that is, when I heard about that, I thought that was just absolutely fascinating. I know, I guess, like, that's, Hollywood used to be different, but I'm just like, it's crazy that there were other versions of this film before it became such a classic. Like, imagine being those other directors. It's got to feel weird. What are some great film noirs? I feel like so many of my favorites aren't like the classic 1940s ones. I mean, In a Lonely Place for sure. But like, I don't know. I'm way more into like the Hitchcock stuff, which I don't think aligns as much. I like Chinatown, which is, again, I feel like a different era. Yeah. I'm trying to think. The Third Man. Third Man, definitely. In a Lonely Place definitely counts. Are you kidding me? I gave it a 4 out of 5. I was into it. I'm really excited to dive a little deeper into John Huston now that I feel more familiar with him as a director. M is pretty good too. Yeah. I think The Third Man is probably the best of this era. Even though that feels like a step above what we're talking about. I mean, if we're talking about the films exactly like this, like of this style from this era, Maltese Falcon might be the one. Like, but that feels like too specific. I think Third Man is, we can call it the best. All right, guys, I think it's time for Cine Nerdle. We've been at it for almost 2 hours now. I think we need to get our rank up. Let me make the transition in just a second. Give me 1 second. Diabolical? Are you talking about Diabolique? I thought about saying that one, but I don't know if that counted. That also feels... You might be talking about a completely different Diabolical than what I'm thinking of. You love Laura, right? I love that movie, and I remember like nothing from it other than Vincent Price, which is so... I feel like I can't even say I love Laura. What do you think of Abbas Kiarostami? I think he's made some of my favorite films ever made. And I also think he's got some questionable history with stealing from other artists, which when I learned about that, kind of tainted a little bit of my view on him. But I don't think it... I think it speaks a lot to how much I still love his movies. I mean, he's made some absolute heaters that really changed how I viewed things. Double Indemnity, definitely. Okay. Getting there. And we are there. Yeah. Let's end the day with some Cine Nerdle. 1 second. Jesus Christ. Let's start with the Burgle. This kind of decides how we're going to do. Bribe, cannibal, captive, climate, cockroach, egg, rebellion, teacher, train. Bribe, cannibal, captive, climate, cockroach, egg, rebellion, teacher, train. I'm thinking like an apocalyptic film. Yeah, something with an apocalypse, rebellion, bribe, cannibal. Honestly, I'll do Train to Busan. That feels like a stretch. That's only Train. Captive egg, climate bribe, rebellion, egg. I'm thinking Nacho Libre for egg, but I don't know if that's the best we got. What else would work for egg? Yolk, not much. Prisoner, cannibal. Cannibal, captive. I mean, Silence of the Lambs. That did a good amount. Bribe, cockroach, egg. I'll do Nacho Libre. Oh, what? Literally, egg, man. The egg is like an important part of that. Cockroach. I don't know. I can't think of a cockroach film. Anything with a bug. Anything with a bug, ant, egg. There's also an egg scene in Napoleon Dynamite, but I doubt that's gonna. Jesus, dude. Are you serious? That one actually makes me mad. Bribe. Cockroach. Ant, flea. I mean, I could just do the B movie. Got cockroach. Egg and bribe. We have 2 attempts left. Any movie with an egg. Jimmy Neutron movie. There's a giant egg in that film. Yeah. Bribe. Any movie with a bribe. There's a million options. Of film noirs specifically. But I'm trying to think of a specific example. Bribe. It's almost in so many that I can't think. Payoff. Corruption. There's got to be at least one bribe in The Godfather. No, nope. Oh, man. Snowpiercer was the one. ABCs of Death, Chicken Run, Aragon, The Silence of the Lambs, Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, Starship Troopers. Oh, my God. We never do too well at the burgle. That's okay. Guessing the movie based on the Letterboxd review. 4 stars. They're disgusting. No, they're men. Poetic cinema. They're disgusting. No, they're men. A lot of 5 stars. We're gonna go this one. In retrospect, it really explains a lot that the queerest studio movie was my ride or die fave growing up. It's not that the queerest. I'm gonna assume Disney movie. Disney movie where. Hold on, it's getting to me. Hercules. Emperor's New Groove. Okay. Next one. Feminism won on this day, dude. These don't help me at all. These literally don't help me at all. Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow, dishonor on your family. It's Milan. We got there. We were right there. It just took me a second. I didn't know I guess feminism won this day. That could have been something. That was bad. Those were really vague hints, man. Is in a fake movie trailer. Directed by Sam Raimi. Directed by Steven Spielberg. Tobey Maguire. With Alfred Molina. Benedict Cumberbatch, Zazie Beetz, directed by David Leitch, directed by Ben Stiller, is fighting on a train with Robert Downey Jr., is in another dimension with Rachel McAdams. Harrison Ford is looking for treasure with Brad Pitt. Harrison Ford is looking for treasure, directed by Steven Spielberg. with is fighting on a train. No? Alfred Molina? Raiders of the Lost Ark. You forget Alfred Molina's in that. Is fighting on a train, directed by Sam Raimi, Benedict Cumberbatch with Rachel McAdams. Directed by Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire. Hold on, there's a lot going on here. Is in another dimension. Hold on. Okay, I'm okay. Is in a fake movie trailer. Where do we start? We're going to start with Sam Raimi. There we go. Okay, that worked. Multiverse of Madness. And then Zazie Beetz, directed by David Leitch, is fighting on a train. That's going to be Bullet Train. This other one is going to be Tropic Thunder. I forgot Tobey Maguire was in that. And then it feels like we're obviously setting up for Spider-Man. Boom. Easy. Walk in the park. I knew it all along, but it was just, we wanted to be careful. Train to Busan, In Bruges, The Menu, Amsterdam, Wake Up Dead Man, A Knives Out Mystery, World War Z, 28 years later, Chef, Conclave, Midnight in Paris, London Has Fallen, Ratatouille, I Am Legend, Burnt, Spotlight, First Reformed. I Am Legend, 28 years later, Train to Busan, we're talking zombies. Here, Menu, Chef, we're talking the Catholic Church. We're talking European city. We're talking chef restaurant. And then Conclave, The Menu, In Bruges, 28 years later. That's going to be Ray Fiennes. That was an easy one. That one was a walk in the park. I forgot chat was here. I haven't looked at chat in a long time. When I learned that Bullet Train was directed by David Leitch, I actually first thought it was directed by David Lynch. That'd be a weird career choice. Okay, I'm going to do like a couple... I think you were first. Wait. Was that... Oh, wait. Battle. I'm going to do a couple members rounds, and then I'm going to go back into the public arena and get my rank up. Is John even here? Walter, I got you next. Hannah Montana, the movie. We established that Dolly Parton was not, in fact, in Hannah Montana, the movie. You're so close. I'm gonna keep going down the weird. I'm gonna see if you can get to the big one. John mentioned 9 to 5. Nice. The Beverly Hillbillies. You're in a bad. I just looked up all of Dolly Parton's filmography. I am well versed. John Opp editing. Romeo and Juliet. Miss Congeniality 2, Armed and Fabulous. We got there. Gravity. Out of Sight. Banger. Hail Caesar, George Clooney, Third Strike, Opportunity, or we go, you need Norway, I need Ireland. I didn't even think about our win conditions. I can't think about all that. Michael Clayton. Tilda Swinton. Damn. Okay, Liam Neeson, Cillian Murphy, Colin Farrell, Pierce Brosnan, Saoirse Ronan, Brendan Gleeson, Paul Mescal, Tilda Swinton, Memoria. Classic play. This is a classic play. Y tu mama tambien? Damn. What about No? 2012. Bird Box Barcelona. The Fablemans. Damn, what was that one Gabriel LaBelle movie? I'm not going to get there, but I am going to go Duel. Saving Private Ryan. I'm going 1941. Even now that I've seen all of Spielberg's movies, this is still the superior third strike option. John Williams, American Graffiti. He didn't do American Graffiti. THX 1138. George Lucas. Damn. Okay, that counted. Liam Neeson. How could I forget? In your movie logo ranked video, where would you put Mubi? I think Mubi's opening is too long. It goes on for way too long. I'm going to reset. I think it could be good, but I don't think the current one is the best version of it, you know? Apollo 13, Ed Harris. Ed Harris. I'm going to throw in History of Violence and see what happens. Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick. Tom Cruise, Risky Business. Mission Impossible Fallout. I'm going to continue. And I'm going to go with Cocktail. And I'm going to rush you. Australia. Damn. Nicole Kidman or Baz Luhrmann. Baz Luhrmann, Moulin Rouge. Oh my God. What was that movie we watched, John? This is cheating. I can't say it. Damn. Something in my eye. The Golden Compass, Nicole Kidman, Birth. What was that movie we watched? It was like Australian. We saw it at Vidiots. Christian, have you seen 6 Feet Under the Show? I've not. My mom loves it. It's one of her favorite shows. Alexandre Desplat. Shape of Water. I'm gonna go Happy Go Lucky 2018. No. Happy Go Lucky 2008, of course. Strictly Ballroom, of course. Movie 43. Couldn't get out of Happy Go Lucky. We're going to do Life is Sweet. I'm going to hit you with another clock. Paddington. Paddington. Peter Hujar's Day. A great film. Layer Cake. Passages. Let's see you get out of this one. I'm going to rush you just a little bit. I haven't seen the new Ollie G trailer, but I've seen like the promo photos and whatever that he made. I'm not super interested. It's doing close to nothing for me personally. Shai Zohar, thank you for the super chat. You should see Piano Teacher for the Blind Spot vid. That is also up there. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. And GG's. Good game. Kluik. Okay. I feel bad. Walter was before these two accounts. Walt, if you want to request live Social Reckoning trailer reaction, isn't it already out? Has it been? Is there a new one as of today? New Social Reckoning trailer came out during the stream. Oh, shit. Damn. Before I do that, what's the vibe? How are we feeling? Has anybody else seen it? Cool. So bad. It's better than the first for sure. I know about Facebook. Sorry. I'm not trying to be mean to Mikey Madison. It's literally not her fault. I'm going to Facebook. Okay, George C. Scott. We're going to do Doctor Strange Love. Bar is on the ground, yeah. I'm super curious. How are we feeling about Jeremy Strong? I'm into it. I think he's an entertaining actor. Like, say what you will. James Earl Jones. The Annihilation of Fish. James Earl Jones. Field of Dreams. Rise of Skywalker. You need Ireland. I need Ireland. I'm going to reset. Yeah, that was the right choice. Okay, locking in. He was barely in the trailer. Interesting. Huh. The Witch. The Witch. The Gorge. What? Wait. What am I not? Oh. Oh, fuck. I forgot I couldn't do that. Okay, we're escaping. Damn. So many things went wrong just now. Oh, my God. Okay. Locking in. Who's that knocking at my door? Bad Lieutenant. Block that. Okay, now that Camp Miasma is out, can I just say I think this is like a touchy subject. I think some people hate this scene, but now that more people have seen it, can I just say that Long December Counting Crows needle drop is like the best thing I've seen all year. I think it makes up for how much a lot of that movie doesn't work. But that scene alone, I thought it was phenomenal. I needed to get that off my chest. Okay, Steve Buscemi, come on. Dude, I'm getting cooked right now. Steve Buscemi, Miller's Crossing. No, we'll continue. We'll continue and see what you can do with this. It didn't work. We'll see what we can do with that. Hey, I think that movie works a lot. The more I think about it, the more it works. When I first saw it, I was I've spoken on it quite a bit. I thought a lot of it didn't work, and that it was definitely Jane's weak. I still think it's my least favorite Jane movie, and it's very clear. I mean, I think it's built to not be like a perfect movie. Like I think, one second, John Turturro. Oh, brother, where art thou? Michael Clayton. I'm spiraling. I'm actually spiraling. Devin Bishop, thank you for being a member for 4 months. Being a non-parent, what is your biggest assumption about becoming a one second. Grand Budapest Hotel. We're gonna reset. It bummed me out too, John. Being a non-parent, what is your biggest assumption about becoming a first-time parent? Also, how often do you read the local paper, watch local news? I don't read the local paper very often or watch the local news. I read the news on my phone quite a bit. Like I'm tapped in for sure. Rush. Dude, I'm flailing. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm so distracted. You need Cillian Murphy. Yeah, I would say I'm tapped in, but not. Anthony Hopkins. Amistad. Dude. Let's keep it going. Dude, I kicked my damn ass, man. GG's. There was nowhere for me to go. I was completely trapped and helpless. That was really ugly. GG's. Being a non-parent, what is your biggest assumption about becoming a first-time parent? I assume that a lot of my I don't know. I'm assuming that like I will be going out a lot less. I think I'm going to become like, I'm assuming it's like I won't be able to just go to the movie theater very often. Not to bring this all back to movies, but that's Queen Latifah. I was trying to think of a Queen Latifah movie. Chicago, dude. Yeah, I don't know. It would change my life. I know that much. Eddington. I need Ireland. You need horror comedy. I need Ireland. You were never really here. We'll start there. Joker Folie à Deux set me up for this one in Bruges. We'll take it. The amount of kids movies you watch will go up even more. I assumed that too. Like, I will make an honest effort to if I ever have a kid, try and get them into film. in Bruges. And I don't have a block. Okay, I'll do Banshees. Uncut Gems. Ephus. Motherfucker. That should count. What else was he in? I don't know. Nope, that's not going to count. The Waterboy. We'll do the Sandler route. Horror comedy? Grown Ups. Adam Sandler? Big Daddy. That was a mistake. Monsters, Inc. Steve Buscemi. The Year Between. Good luck. Good luck with that one. I gotta start thinking. Margaret, 2011. J. Smith Cameron. Someone said Club Kid is like Big Daddy, which intrigued me. It is. It's like an A24 Big Daddy, where Jordan Firstman is the dad. Movie 43. Kieran Culkin. Igby Goes Down. I did see the early Dog Star reviews. I'm holding out hope. I'm saying Ridley, get behind me. I'm ready to see it tomorrow with an open heart. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Ireland? I mean, that feels like it's right there. I'm going to go the adults. Do you do the Vulture movie bingo thing? I've done it a couple times. It is a good thing to do on stream. I don't know why I haven't done that. I also haven't done my when taken puzzle today. There's a lot of movie games to do, I'm realizing. There's also the Framed. This is the end. Let's hit you with a little Christmas Eve in Miller's Point and seal the deal. I wish I had one more clock. GG's. Good game. Googling Gary? I don't think it is Googling Gary. I thought that was an honest game. Okay. Thundercurl. And then Hoofus's. I have time for one. I'm ending it after Hoofus's. I'm sorry. Okay, Mouth in the Sky just came in. The new video was good. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Probably the worst performing video of the year, but I appreciate it. I had a very good time putting that one together with John. Dolly Parton. We're going to go Whorehouse in Texas. I just played it. I actually just played that. What the fuck? They're turning on me in real time in this game. No? No Jane Fonda? No Lily Tomlin? That's it? Good game. I guess that's good game. I hope the Screamer will come to the call-ins today. Yeah, man, I hope so too. See how he's doing. Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest. Tim Curry. We're going to do It from 19. That's not going to count. We're going to do Hunt for Red October. Sir Billy. Sean Connery, we're going to do Dr. No. What the hell is Sir Billy? Casino Royale. Ian Fleming. I'm going to go Pusher. You Need China. I Need Ireland. How the hell do you... The China one is crazy because I'm like, how do you get there? Her Private Hell. Nicholas Winding Refn, Charles Melton, Sophie Thatcher. I'm going to go Lurker. Tuner. Interesting. Let's go Tony. How timely. A movie called Idiots with Mason Thames and Dave Franco comes out this weekend. I've heard much about it. Yeah, it was kind of on my watch list. I want to see the new. I've heard some friends speak very highly of that new Matthew McConaughey movie, and it seems like it's the type of thing that could be super up my alley. The Dirties. Oh God. Okay. I don't like where we're going. I've never played like a Matt Johnson. Ooh, that's what I was afraid of. Damn. I don't know what to do. I gotta get out of there. Dude, I need to do some looking into that. I didn't know you could even end up in Matt Johnson in this game. To try and get out. How do we even end up there? Tony, of course. Sentimental value. Sentimental value. L. There's got to be someone. The Beguiled. Ooh. Pulled that one out of nowhere. The Twilight Saga, New Moon, Taylor Lautner, Shark Boy, and Lava Girl. Desperado, Robert Rodriguez, Antonio Banderas. I am going to go Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Oh, John, I'm sorry to hear that. Yes. Happy to. Across the Spider-Verse. Is Nick Cage in that one? There's a lot of people in that one. I'm gonna go Sinners. I know this game could go on forever. Fruitvale Station, Michael B. Jordan, Ludwig Göransson, Ryan Coogler. We'll do Oppenheimer. Say that much. You mentioned Director's Jail a few vids ago. Was Olivia Wilde in Director Jail? I don't think so. She got out pretty fast. It had to be a small movie, but I don't know how much that. You know, what's interesting about Don't Worry, Darling is as much of a thing as that was it called Julia? No. It was called Mr. and Mrs. Smith is what it was called. What was that movie called? Pablo Larraín? It's not Maria. But I don't think she was in Director Jail because I think Don't Worry, Darling actually performed relatively well. And if the box office is okay, I mean, obviously her like reputation and like it was a little dicey. But I don't think it was like a flop of a film off memory. Maybe it was, but I don't think so. There's so many options here. Chris Pratt has worked with any of these guys? I guess that worked. Liam Neeson, he's in that, of course. I forgot. Maggie Gyllenhaal might be in Director Jail after The Bride. That was a little bit of a Director's Jail situation. Ocean's 12. Ocean's 12. No, not Black Box. Black Bag. No. Escape. I don't want to be there. It actually made 50. Yeah, no, I'm saying it was like it was a thing. I mean, it was a lot of free press, to be honest. Though like the way the invite came together as like an independent, like it you would think maybe she was in Director Jail, but like Boxcar Bertha. I'll play Kundun with a block on that. Emerald Fennell is not in Director Jail. I think Wuthering Heights was smaller than people expected, but was still a pretty deep. That was the Valentine's Day hit this year. Mishima. No, that's you can't say Emerald Fennell's movies don't do numbers. Like that's why she's kind of unstoppable. Is that her stuff it gets eaten up. Forgot how to spell Lieutenant. Did you already talk about your thoughts on Saving Private Ryan? I did not. I thought it was great. I thought I was all over the place with it. What's that movie called? We'll do that. Yeah, it was like obviously the opening scene I'd heard so much about. The opening sequence was phenomenal, especially watching it all in full. It was pretty breathtaking. Sorry. Saoirse Ronan, Brendan Gleeson, Paul Mescal. Dude, it's so tough. It's so tough. I'm gonna escape again. Dude, I'm out of escapes. I have no excuse to lose this, man. These are not escape movies. I need to lock in. Okay, I did see the Dune scene from... I don't know if it was the same one they show at the beginning of the Odyssey, but I see what they mean when they compare that to Saving Private Ryan. Horns. This is terrible. This is genuinely a nightmare. Okay, you saved me. Paul Dano. I keep getting stuck on my damn win condition, and I should not be... I shouldn't be thinking about all that. My grand takeaway from as soon as I start talking, Carey Mulligan. We're gonna throw it back to Promising Young Woman. I thought that Saving Private Ryan was such a kind of confused film that ultimately worked because the craft was just so good. But like there was something, and maybe I'm just not looking at it deep enough, but I thought it was such a obviously anti-war film. And also a like deeply patriotic film at the same time. And it really begs the question, like, can a movie be those two things at the same time? And it kind of says, yeah, it can. But this is crazy. Yeah. It was a real I was so much more into it than I thought I would be. Especially after I don't know, the last I feel like the first act after the beach scene kind of made it. I was like, I don't know if this is the kind of movie I'll be into. It felt very like America, like not propaganda-y, but leaning in that direction. Vince Vaughn. What has Vince Vaughn done? Lost World. I know he did that. Where'd you grab the thumbnail for the stream? It is fan art from the Discord by Enrico. Safe. I have two more Spielbergs to watch. Mother Mary. We'll throw it back to, it's not Tuner, The Christophers. Dude, for a week this year, Michaela Coel was like booked and busy. Schizopolis. We'll do High Flying Bird. I am not aware of what's going on with the film Lesbian Space Princesses. Moonlight. Bird Box. It's like a workout. Stream's almost over. I'm not going to have time for any public matches. Gravity. Michael. Let's just try Grand Budapest Hotel. No. Michael Clayton. Is Darren Aronofsky in director's jail after the AI movie? No, the way, because that's not how director's jail works. It's like it's that because that movie's not out yet, right? Like if it's a flop commercially and financially, or not, sorry, critically and financially, and it also costs a lot of money and he loses a lot of money doing it, then that puts a guy in jail for sure. But like, if enough people come out and like, then the people, the director's jail is kind of decided on by like the people in charge of giving you your next movie. So it's like if it works enough to get him his next movie, then it's like, then I mean it's not a good sign. It's not. I'm not a fan of it, but I don't think it means he's in director's jail. Oh my god, I accidentally minimized the page, dude. Mysterious object. It's not in there. Tropical. I almost lost. That was bad. Rebuilding. La Chimera. We're safe. We're in a good spot. We're on round 69, by the way. This is the longest round of my life. Happy as That might be it. That just might be it. Oh my God. That was a complete, just like throw it out there and see what happens. I cannot believe that happened. Oh my God. Oh my God. Nothing has ever worked for me the way that just did. That was crazy. And that's what won the game. Oh my God. Oh my God. Because I was like, we can keep going down the Carla Simone route, but like we're all going to run out of options after a certain point. Like that's crazy, man. I just threw out the next European movie I could think of. Happened to be the same cinematographer. Good game. That was a crazy game. Okay, this is actually the last one. I'm so sorry. I think this is the rematch. Carson, I showed my dog your face, and she sniffed the phone, then looked away. I think you need a shower. I showered right before I hopped on here. Clue. Rocky Horror. I have not seen Once Upon a Time in the West. Uh-oh. Rocky Horror Show Live. This is not a good place to be. Let's do the time warp again. Carson, besides the Spielberg thing and newly released movies, how do you decide what to watch? That's the beautiful part about it, is I can just decide whatever I feel like. And I have a long list of movies that I've been itching to watch that aren't either Spielberg or new films. Like trust me, I am so excited to get back to that life. Bo Burnham, 8th grade. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Elsie Fisher. Once again, Christmas Eve. Not Grumpy Cat's Worst Christmas Ever. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Igby Goes Down. A Real Pain. Kieran Culkin, Third Strike. Doesn't... should exist. Oh, Margaret? Yeah, he's in that as well. How do you deal with decision fatigue? I don't really have that. I'm just like, this sounds good. Helps to have a watch list on Letterboxd. Can shuffle that. I start with a director, maybe an actor I'm in the mood for. Matt Damon. We are not doing our win conditions, so this is wide open. We're going to go Drake and Josh Go to Hollywood. It was a pleasure to battle you. Likewise. GG. Josh Peck. Carly Go to Japan. That'll do. That'll do. This is what this game is actually all about. Oof. There's ways out of this for sure. Well, if it's not that, we'll do yours, mine, and ours. If you know, you know. A classic. An attempt at Cheaper by the Dozen that just didn't work. They tried to do it again. Didn't work. My hair is insane right now. Good game. Drake Bell is in that movie. And Dennis Quaid. as the Steve Martin stand-in. Not stand-in, but trying to make him another Steve Martin. Okay. I gotta play a public match, you know? I gotta get out there. I gotta get above 1,000 in my rank. The wig looks crazy. Thanks. Yeah. It's a high quality wig. Minotaur might not be submitted for international feature. Okay, yeah, I'm a little confused on that movie's future. It's been kind of cricket since Cannes. And it makes me wish... I was always, like, hoping that would win over Fjord, to be honest. As much as I enjoyed Fjord, I was way more into... I thought Minotaur was, like, honestly almost a masterpiece. And so, yeah, I don't know how that affects things in the long run. Assuming it'll still get, like, a normal release, but that is kind of annoying. I love you, man. I love you too, brother. Tim Curry, you need 2000 science fiction. I need Ireland. Tim Curry, we're going to go Rocky Horror. Or no, we're going to go Hunt for Red October. Feels like a safe place to start. Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within. Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin, we're going to hit him with Rust. Just get that out of the way. The Boss Baby. Is there a 30 Rock movie? No. We'll go Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross with a block because that's a big cast. Jack and Jill. John, are you out there? Al Pacino. Try my hand at Joker Folia. Do see what happens. Nope. Maybe just normal Joker. Nope. Maybe just Water Boy. Pixels. Didn't think about that one. We're gonna do Hubie Halloween. Okay. Kazam. Shaquille O'Neal. I don't... Space Jam? A New Legacy? Really? Space Jam OG? Shortcuts? Movie 43, surely. I'm out of here. Meet Joe Black. Brad Pitt. Ireland. Kerry Condon. F1. We're locked in. Block. Bullet Train. Oh, it's right there. Couldn't get there. Do you wear wigs? Have you ever worn wigs? New Rose Hotel is what it's called. Interesting. I'm going to go inside. The Crow. Oh. Should have known you would know how to get out of that. Damn. I really should change the Rose of Nevada poster. Yeah. Old. Rebel Ridge. I've not seen Rebel Ridge. I don't know who else is in it. And I'm not familiar with Aaron Pierre's filmography. Besides Old and Rebel Ridge. Django Unchained. Got him. Leonardo DiCaprio. Or Jamie Foxx. I'm going to go Ray. 2004. Soul. I'm going to try something. I don't think it's going to work. Nope. Jamie Foxx, third strike. Third strike, Jamie Foxx. It's going to... Challengers. Baba is you next week. Frenemies, Zendaya. I don't like that you played this first. For Zendaya, I'll go the drama. Zapped. Oh, Jesus Christ. I got fucked by Zapped. I should have just spammed Disney Channel movies. Guns Akimbo. It's over for me. Play horns. Oh my God. Final Destination Bloodlines. Final Destination 1. We're both out of escapes. Tony Todd. Final Destination 2. Juno. Michael Cera. Christmas Eve in Miller's Point. Watch this. Lego Batman. The Adults. Rushed. The Adults. Sophie Lillis. It. 2017. The Dark Tower. Stephen King. Ireland. Stephen King. I don't know. We're going to go Cujo. He's about to run this win condition up like crazy. We're stuck in Stephen King. Big Hero 6. Big Hero 6. Tangled. It's probably over, but we had fun. Put me out of my misery. He can't do it. He's trying to play Curious George. He played Curious George. Bridget Hoffman. Good Luck Charlie musical. Good Luck Charlie. It's Christmas. Bridget Hoffman. That's not the same person. Curious George. We're gonna go Back to the Jungle. Good game. Oh, man. That was rough. Oh, it feels good to play just a ruthless stranger, though. Who's Bridget Hoffman? Bridget Mendler? That was wild. Woof. I got zapped. I made it out of zapped, though. Beetlejuice. Let's do Rust again. John was definitely lying. Let me just say that. He doesn't shower. Okay, he was honest about lying, though. Opponent is in another tab. The Hunt for Red October. Sean Connery. Dr. No. We need this win. I need a good win. Goldfinger. Ian Fleming. You have a skip, so I'm not gonna screw over myself. Yeah, let's open it wide up. We'll do Skyfall. Jesus, I don't. Okay. Gary be Googling. The Hunt. Mad Mickelson. Another round. Can't get out of this one. What will he do? Boogie Nights. Okay. Boogie Nights. I'm going to do Ireland. I'll do Love Lies. Feel fine about that. I hope he doesn't play Capote. Hunger Games. Joy. Something we could all use a little bit more of, right? Die My Love. Rat. Yeah, Rat Catcher. So far, so good. So far, we're fine. They're out of their escape. They have 3 skips. None of us have made any Ireland moves. We're okay. You're not going to find anything in the cast here. Just let this one happen. I always forget what this movie's called. I forgot what it's called. Morvern. For some reason, I want to say it's called like Mavern. Boom. We kind of cooked him with Lynn Ramsey alone. Okay. Okay. I'm Still Here, 2010. They're Googling like crazy, man. Her. Knew how to get out of that one. Scarlett Johansson will go Ghost World. Avengers Age of Ultron. Let's reset. Oh, yeah. I much prefer to be here. I'm not worried at all. I have not seen Ghost World. It's true. Long Legs. Nicolas Cage. Prisoners of Ghostland. With a little bit of a rush on that. I think that's probably GG's. This person would absolutely shock me if they played Love Exposure right now, but I don't think that's going to happen. And there you go. And there you go. That's a great round to end on. We're over 1,000. We're over 1,000, and we're feeling amazing. All right. Let's wind things down. We'll start by doing the call-ins. If you didn't notice before, we have a little text above the screen here. And if you call that number, you're going to hear from me, and I'm going to ask for your top 4. You're going to tell me what those top 4 movies are, and then I'm going to give you a movie recommendation based on that information. Let's start with... This is a long one. Let's do this one. Also long, but let's do this first.
I just went to my local video rental place. Shout out Scarecrow Video in Seattle, Washington.
Shout out Scarecrow Video.
It is rent one free there. So I got 4 pickups today with like a recommendation out of them.
Okay.
The only one that I have seen was viewed about 15 years ago, which was Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Hey.
The rest are as follows. Anatomy of a Murder.
Oh, yeah.
Inland Empire.
Uh-huh.
And Monster by Coriata. You have
Mm.
recommendations for where to start on that crazy-ass quadric stuff would be appreciated. Thank you.
Okay, so so forgive me if I'm wrong here, but you want me to recommend which one to start with or where to go off of from there? I'm gonna give you two. I think I got confused. I was too distracted by the chat. But I'll do both. Why not? I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna say start with. Don't start with Inland Empire. That's a weird place to start. I would say start with Monster by Koreeda. That is the easiest way in. Although I say Anatomy of a Murder is also very entertaining. It's going to be a lot more watchable than you think. But Monster feels like a nice starting point from what you got. Just because it doesn't feel so overwhelming. It feels like a bunch of different little stories before you dive into like some real heavy stuff. Yeah, I would go with Monster by Koreeda. And if you're looking for like something off of those, which I don't think you are, but I'm going to say it anyway, I will recommend Lawrence of Arabia if you haven't already seen it. It's an epic. Hey, Cars, look over there. Okay. Next one.
Hey, Karsten. I've been trying to get into the French New Wave, and I've seen a couple like Breathless, Le Samurai,
Banger.
and recently Cleo from 5 to 7.
Yep.
And Cleo from 5 to 7 is the only one I really got into at all. The first two was kind of a misses for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just wondering if you had any recommendations to help me get into this like very defining film movement of the era.
Easy.
Thank you.
Easy. I can tell what you don't like and what you're more into. And I would say, like, if you're assuming you haven't already seen this other, I feel like this is another one of the big ones, one of the big essentials. And I would say that the 400 Blows will definitely be your speed based on how much you like Cleo from 5 to 7. I feel like Truffaut in general is more your guy than Godard will be. That one, Jules and Jim, another great one. If you want another good Agnes Varda, I would say Le Bonheur. You'll find it on Letterboxd. It's yeah, those are some good places to go from where you're at. They're all pretty great. I'd also recommend giving some Romero a shot. Check out The Green Ray. That is The Green Ray is pretty in line with Cleo from 5 to 7. I think you'll be into that. All right, let's do one more. I'll save the long one for next week. Let's do a quick one.
Hi, Karsten. I'm looking to watch one of your favorite movies. Let me know. Thanks. Bye.
One of my favorite movies. The one that I try to pitch the most, actually, because this one's free on YouTube, check out The Heartbreak Kid, the Elaine May film on YouTube. It's free. No excuse. It's a comedy. It's fun. It's short. The Heartbreak Kid on YouTube. Check it out. Really good movie. Really awesome movie. Okay. Guys, that's going to do. Let's check in on the poll and figure out what next week's movie is going to be. I don't think this is going to be much of a surprise. Next week's film is The Rocky Horror Picture Show. We're finally going to watch it. Or at least I'm finally going to watch it. I'm sure there'll be some screenings this week in honor of Tim Curry. But if you can't find a screening of it, it is available to watch on Amazon Prime, I believe. Yeah, we're going to watch it. We're finally going to see what this is all about. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Why not? Okay. I have a new video out as of today where I am judging movies based entirely on their opening shots. This was put together with the help of our mod, John. I would not call Heartbreak Kid fun. Are you kidding me? Heartbreak Kid is a great time. It's so fun. It's sad, but it's really funny. Yeah, new video that I got out right now. So check that out on the main channel. And by the time we're back next week. You'll also see a new video by me about Coyote versus Acme, which comes out this weekend. And I highly recommend checking out that movie in theaters and supporting it. And also, actually, I just remembered I'll also have a What I Watched This Month out next Monday, where I recap everything I watched in August. Lot coming out. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Great one as always. I will see you next week at 1 p.m. Pacific over here. Okay, bye-bye.